A, we will have a reading now by David Ray Fleming, author of The Doppelgangers, The Nothingness.
When Deanie finally opened her eyes, she was standing with the entire third shift staff at the nurses' station, watching the latest news on what law enforcement was calling the Piper murders. According to law enforcement, 10 murders in the last 2 weeks had sparked a frenzy in the small, quiet college town. For starters, all of the victims were middle aged men. And secondly, a small wooden flute was found beside each body. One of the nurses at the desk turned to Deanie saying, "Whoever is doing this needs to be in here so that we can give him around the clock enema." Deanie quickly responded, "Well, what makes you think that the person doing this is a man?" Janice Holmes, the third shift x ray technician, replied, "Well, the police, for one, are saying it." One of the other nurses, named Denise, handed Deanie the phone and said, "All I know is all of this talk about the Piper murders is starting to freak me out. I got medications to pass out, so Cindy Sue, do you want to go out to the gazebo with me for a smoke afterwards?" Cindy replied, "Sure. I could use a smoke and some coffee. I'm starting to get a little sleepy." Denise continued on her medication pass down the long hallway when she nearly jumped out of her skin at the sight of a pair of hands that emerged from behind the curtain in a patient's room directly behind her. "Damn, Jimmy, you scared the crap out of me." Denise's boyfriend, Jimmy, jumped out from behind the curtain saying, "Sorry, babe. I couldn't sleep, so I drove here to wait on you so that you wouldn't be so jacked up with all this talk about the murders and stuff." Denise hugged Jimmy and told him to wait for her in the employee lounge until after she gave report. Deanie met Denise as she was coming back towards the medication room saying, "That was our nurse manager, asking me if I would do a turnaround and work 12A, 12P. So I told her that I would first have to go home and get a little sleep. So now it looks like she's going to relieve me, and as soon as she does, I'm out of here." Deanie gave report to the nurse manager and then headed down to security to be escorted to her car. Deanie lived in a rural community, and for anyone seeing a lone runner in the wee hours of the morning was nothing uncommon. After Deanie got in from work, she grabbed her German Shepherd Max and headed out for a run. After 30 minutes, she started getting the feeling that somebody was following her. So as she turned around, she noticed a car. She thought it was strange and a little creepy, so Deanie and Max started going up and down multiple streets in the hope of losing this car. She started sprinting, but as she sprinted, the car continued to keep pace with her. Deanie's turnaround shift went without incident, but while Deanie was driving home, she saw the same car following her. For the next week, Deanie continued to see this car either parked out in front of her apartment or following her home. Deanie stopped by the police station on her way home and reported all that she observed with the man following her. The police told her that all of the areas in the city, except hers, was the only one where no murders had occurred.